By the end of this video, you will know how Hitler and the Nazis came to power in 1933 and why the rest of Europe was absolutely terrified of what this meant for the future of the continent. Following the devastation of World War I, Germany found itself in a state of political instability. The economy was in sharp decline, with high unemployment and rampant inflation. This economic crisis created a breeding ground for extremist political parties, which capitalized on public discontent and promised to restore Germany to its former glory. But how did Hitler go from political nobody to the leader of the most powerful country in Europe? Well, it started with propaganda. Hitler was a master manipulator, and he knew how to use propaganda to his advantage. He used every tool at his disposal, from rallies and parades to newspapers and films, to promote his radical agenda and gain popular support. One of his most effective propaganda tools was his speeches. Hitler was a charismatic speaker, and he knew how to work a crowd. His speeches were filled with nationalist fervor and calls to action that resonated with the German people. But it wasn't just the propaganda that made Hitler successful. It was also the weakness of his opponents. The political parties in Germany at the time were fragmented and ineffective. This allowed Hitler to exploit the political instability and push his own agenda forward. He played the democratic game better than anyone else. And by the time the German people realized what was happening, it was too late. The Nazi Party had infiltrated and taken over the government from within. Once in power, Hitler wasted no time in dismantling the democratic institutions that had allowed him to rise to power in the first place. He suspended civil liberties, banned opposition parties, and took control of the media. This created a climate of fear and repression that allowed the Nazis to consolidate their power and stay in control. The rest of Europe watched in horror as the Nazis took over Germany. They had seen the rise of fascism and militarism in Italy and Japan, and they knew that Germany was headed in the same direction. As the Third Reich expanded its territory, the rest of Europe braced for impact, knowing that it was only a matter of time before they would be drawn into the conflict. This period in history is a vital lesson for us today. It shows us the importance of protecting democracy and human rights and standing up against extremism and hate. If we learn from the mistakes of the past, we can work to prevent such atrocities from happening again. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you want to learn more about the Third Reich.